Never promise what you know you won't be able to do. Never assure anyone of a promise you know you won't keep. Always be that person that will be a man or woman of his or her words. Always be that person that if you say, this is what I want to do, that is exactly what you will do. Because if you are not, what will happen is that people will lack trust in you. And not only will people lack trust in you, but you will also be the reason why someone will get disappointed. You will also be the reason why someone will get feel frustrated. You will also be the reason why someone might decide to have a terrible breakdown in life that maybe he or she might not be able to recover from. So let's be true to people. Let's say what it is that we can do, what it is that we cannot do, and be straight to the point about those things. Good afternoon, good evening, good morning to wherever you are watching from. That's because we have international people watching as well. Welcome to the afternoon show. We call this show the Rumble Show because on this platform, this is where we run through some of those things happening currently as we sit on the platform. And so this evening we are here to serve you based on what we have prepared to bring to you on the program this afternoon. And so let me take this time to welcome each and every one of you listening to us right now. The name is Famata Duncan, and I am here this afternoon, not with Grace this afternoon, but with someone else. And let me go over to her and let her be the one to say who she is.
Okay, so good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are watching or listening from. My name is Liberia-VOL, and I'm opportune to sit on this afternoon show with Famata Duncan, and it's a pleasure having you all here. But then before going over to you, I would like to leave this quote here. It's a life lesson quote. And it says, life isn't about finding yourself. Life is about creating yourself. So if you are out there, you don't have to go about thinking who you are, like to find yourself. You have to create yourself. You have to wake up in the morning, you get your plans, you know what you want to do, where you want to get in life. It's about creating yourself. It's not about finding yourself. Yeah. So I just want to leave that one there with you.
Okay.
And you see what to do about it.
So is someone finding him or herself, or is someone creating him or herself? Creating the means that you get to that height you want to get to, and don't depend on people all of the time to make you. That's a nice one. Thank you ever so much. You heard from Samira, and today we are both on the show this afternoon. Grace cannot be here with us today because she's attending. Is that a conference?
Yes, it's a conference.
She's attending a conference at Colonial Hotel right now, and I know her heart is here with us. So together on the show today, we are going to discuss several issues we are going to be delving into shortly. So let's go back over to Samira, who will tell us what's on the menu for us this afternoon.
Right, so as we all know, there's a whole lot of things going on in Liberia, and we have so many trending issues. But among these issues, we are going to take few because you heard the name of the show is the Rumble Show. So we are just running through them and we see what to do and get through with it. But our talking points for today are the Coastal Highway project that kicks off. So we all know this is a long-awaited project that everybody have been looking up to. Even the government, even Mr. Weah, it have been on his list for this particular project to kick off. And now we got news from yesterday that it kicks off already. There was some, conference hosted yesterday with the public work minister, that's Ruth Coca-Collins, and with Samuel Swear, and also the president, along with the bank, the African Development Bank. They had that meeting and it was successful. So the project is about to kick off. That's one of our discussions for today. The next one on our list here, we have the U.S. message, the U.S. ambassador message about the sanctioned government officials who are protesting in this year's elections. As we all know, there are some former government officials that were sanctioned by the U.S. Treasury Department, and we can see that some of them, they won their primary in the federal counties that they are contesting in.
Sure.
So Ambassador Michael McCarthy, he left message yesterday. We are going to go into that. That's number 2 of our talking points for today. We also have NTA allegedly owing Thunderbird Corporation the amount of $100 USD $105,202.33. That's the National Transport Authority.
Okay.
As we all can see, looking around, we are seeing that we don't really see NTA buses on the street, and not too many people have transportation to pay their way on a taxi or
in a bus.
motorbike or in a bus. But we are not seeing NTA buses. We will dive into that certainly.
Okay.
And lastly, here we have the Deputy Speaker Jeff Fonati Kofa speech at the African Leadership Magazine Summit.
Okay.
That's the Deputy Speaker. He is in one of the countries and he spoke on that particular event. And
you have a recording to that, right?
I can say that I never downloaded the audio.
Okay.
Yes, I did not. But then let me just give this quickly. Or the
About,
Deputy Speaker.
is it about the Deputy Speaker?
Yes.
So you hold on to that when we come. When we
Okay.
come, then you will read it and we will discuss it, and then we open the lines to hear as to what Liberians have to make up. So before we go there, can we listen to some of what the Minister Coco Collins said?
Yes, we can. You have it there, right?
So yeah, let's take this first one on. Let's take this first one on. Okay, there are many of us who, when you hear the coastal road, we have different definitions of what it is. So let's now go over to the minister as she explains to us and what it means.
Was actually given. So the importance of a coastal highway had to do with seaport enrichment that we got a green in City Port. We also have a seaport in Rivers Escalade, even though it's not developed yet. So that's the basic, and those things can bring economic value also to the country, because you see people usually to ship stuff. So it actually brings a lot of value. Even our partners look at that greatly, because that's another means of transportation too for the country here. So for the first one that we started already with, where we have gone so far, as I said, we are around 60 to 80% completion of that. Is expected to be started between now and November. Like I said, November we should be talking about having contract, doing groundbreaking, and those Yes, with the conversation we have been having with the finance minister, he's available, he's willing, and we just want to give him a signal. So we just let the team go in to validate those proposals that were given in the past, whether those conditions still exist or it has found. So after that, we'll be giving a final submission to the Ministry of Finance for implementation.
Okay,
So the world cost,
let's also
there are a
listen
lot
to
of
this one.
progress that being made with that aspect. So that's why we have already started the environmental and social impact assessment, the resettlement action plans are all finished with. So the government is moving in now to start with that payment and also that people along the corridor can be thinking about removing. So that's the first phase of the coastal highway. To include the European Union actually did a full design of the corridor from Grand Bassam going through Sesto to Atia to Greenville. That's the second phase that we had a strong engagement yesterday. I want to thank you to the Minister of Finance who led that conversation. It was very fruitful. And it's a 444 kilometers, which worth around $440 million. And there was a very fruitful conversation in that. And we, as a government, we should start in the process of the ASIA and also the RAP paving activities. So that's a lot of progress. The president is concerned so much about that corridor. So there are a lot of progress that been made with that aspect. So that's why we have already started the environmental and social impact assessment, the resettlement action plans are all finished with. So the government is moving in now to start with that payment and also that people along the corridor can be thinking about removing. So that's the first phase of the coastal highway. To include the European Union actually did a full design of the corridor.
Okay, let's take the last one, then we open up with the discussion.
So like we know the coastal highway is a long started project, and the good thing is that it started since, but it started from the Bagley side, and there are a lot of progress being made on the corridor. So I will actually give you the start up to date on where we are as a ministry. And of course, I will come out with the breaking news from yesterday with the bank. So to date, the entire kilometer is 96, which is from Bakerville to Colonia in uh, Grand Creek County. So that project is 50 million that is available through the ECOWAS Bank, the SM Bank of India through the ECOWAS Bank. So that cash is available,
50 million.
50 million for that, the first phase of the project. And to date, there are a few errors because we have to break it in section in the 6 kilometers. So we got from Konya to Liverpool, which is 24 kilometers. We have from Liverpool to Nokia is 30 kilometers. From Nokia to Sas.
Okay, let's cut it here because we really don't have time in our favor. We also have other things that we have to share on as well. So you've listened to the minister talked about the coastal road and all of that, and I think there have been some other people talking about the government is boasting of road connectivity or being the giant of Oakley roads, and there are some other roads that have not been touched or the work have not started and all of that. So you listen to her. What can you say?
Okay, so all I have to say is that it's a very big news and it's an interesting one because as we all know, this coastal road thing for the past years we have been hearing about it and the discussion have been going on. So I can say that I'm so happy that finally we can start this particular road process. The highest one was done 20 years back.
Okay.
When they had that agreement, it was the highest part. by the European or Union to build this road.
Okay.
It was the hardest part, and now we are hearing and seeing that this road is going to be constructed. And if you listen further to that recording, the Minister of Public Works said that from now to November, the work they are going to start this particular work.
Sure.
And also the groundbreaking is set for the 22nd of July this month.
Okay.
If you follow that interview. So it's very exciting that finally we can have this coastal road fixed. You know, when the coastal road is constructed, it brings a lot of opportunities. Because
that's some of the things she said.
yes, you will have business people coming in, the road will be paved, they're able to bring their businesses, you know, freely. When the road is not paved, definitely they'll pay much as transportation.
Sure.
And once they pay much as transportation, definitely when the goods reach to Liberia or Monrovia, it will be sold for an expensive price. So if the road is paved, you have people going freely within 2 or 3 days time.
And also if the road is not paved, people who bring in goods and services on the side, it might get spoiled along the road before they can
Exactly,
even
that's some of the disadvantages of this particular road thing. So for those of you listening or watching, probably you don't know what they mean by coastal road. They are not trying. They are trying to say the road. You know, basically these countries are near the sea.
That's the counties.
The counties,
that are along the sea.
Yes, they are trying to connect that particular road, and they have made the agreement already. The money were given. It was 50% was given the other time, and yesterday $50.4 million. It was discussed, and it was in addition to the money that was given for this particular road.
Okay.
And I think you all heard the minister. The cost of this particular project is around $100 million, and they have half of it already, and they are about to start from now to November. But Sis Martha, let's just look at the parts where she spoke about people who are built on the road. So this concern all of the Liberian citizens, because we have some of the people who have constructed their houses on the road, good houses, and this project is coming on its development. The minister said that they are going, starting from next week, they are going to where they're supposed to put the roads. They are sending people there so that they can talk. Agreements will be made to those who build their houses along the road already. Agreements will be made, and whatsoever money you pay for your house, they will see as to if they can give you
something.
So yeah, give you something to be able to start this particular process. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's a good one as well. And like she said, there are lots of things they've done, and they will be moving in soon to do other things. And but I really wanted to talk from the point that has to do with people wanting the government to do everything at once. It's not possible. It's not possible that all of the roads in Liberia will be paved, or all of the streets in those various counties and things will be worked on as one. There is time for everything. Even the Bible said it. There is time for everything. Other roads have been given attention, and we see the improvement, we see the development today, and others are yet to pick up, like this one that will be kicking off around November and all of that. So I just want us to hold all things constant and look towards the government as it relates to what are those things they
have on their list,
on their agenda to do, and as per the time they want to do them, because no amount of our pressure will be able to make them to do it. And the first thing we need to understand is the fact that we are not the ones producing the money, right?
Sure.
We don't have the money in bulk to say, okay, we will do this at this time. So we got to go, the government has to go and lobby it with other people to see as to how this can be done. Or maybe somebody will say, but this was already done by the early government. Okay, it was done during the early regime. But then again, you will not just say because this was entered into during the early regime, you want money now, you must get it now. It takes process, it takes time, it takes agreement and all of that to go through the process of getting the money or the funds for all of these roles. So
one of the things we'll be able to understand is that everything works by plan. Once this particular road project is not in the government's plan, definitely they are not going to do it.
Sure.
But we as Liberians, we can see the immense process when it comes to the road connectivity. We are all seeing it is glaring. We are seeing the roads that are being constructed under this regime. Some of these things, let's just look at this the coastal highway project. It was since 20 years ago. This particular thing was signed. It started with the European Union. And under this regime, finally they have come to an agreement for them to get the money and be able to start this particular project.
So that means it didn't even start doing early time.
No.
It started before. That was what I said, I think yesterday, that some of the agreements or the reason why the president traveled out of the country is to strike some ties and other things or bilateral ties that will work even after his tenure, but he might not even be in the picture.
People are not seeing that. They only go on the media or post things. If you see the other person praying, they go and post it. But you know, some of the work that the president or he and his group they are doing behind closed door, everything will not be brought to your attention right away. Maybe it's the ones that you think is kind of bad, is the one you go help posting. I mean, because just look at this. Since the president left this country, all we can see on the internet, they are in Egypt or wherever praying so that they can win elections. But look at the news that was brought
that came right after.
This whole time. Some of these negotiations, they are lobbying for Liberia, but people only see the bad part of it is kind of bad. But in a way, we are happy about this development. This is Liberia. Liberia is for all of us. So when good is coming, we all have to be happy.
Sure, we need to work towards
because
it.
We have been facing real problem with this road issue. We have been an issue in Liberia.
And I think if you were to travel to some of those coastal counties right now and ask the people as it relates to what has been done or what will be done, you will actually hear them saying good things.
Of course.
Because every one of us look forward to having accessibility or being able to move freely.
Sure. It's not only about focusing in on mobile.
Because I believe to one point or another they are maybe stagnant as it relates to some things. Goods and services there, they will have to manufacture them right there, use them right there. Because if you don't have the road to get them out, you will not be able to make money from them.
Sure.
And we see, just like the minister said, if all this works out, we will even have people that will come from those areas, maybe within 2-3 days they can get back to where they came from.
See the kind of development. See that.
And it will come with lots of things. It will come with electricity. It will come with other things attached to it that other people, so that the city center at least can be decentralized a little bit. Because every one of us will just here in the city. This is where the good things are. And every one of us want to be here. Then you will have people going back now to their various counties, especially those counties, to see as to how development and other things can be done.
And people even start to make farms. Because you see some people that are not focusing on making farms, because if you really make, you'll just make a little farm for them and the family, for the family to be able to sustain their family. But if you have this road being constructed, then definitely people will say, well, if I so acres and plant these things there, I will be able to sell them and be able to get money out of it. And so let me just read this part of this particular coastal highway thing. It says, the first phase, known as Lot 1, will involve constructing a 56-kilometer stretch from Buchanan, Grand Bassa County, to the junction in Sesto, Riverside County. That's the first lot. And Lot 1 is a significant segment of the coastal highway project with an estimated cost of $54 million, showcasing the commitment of both the Liberian government and the AFDB to sustainable development. So that's just the first lot that will run in these countries. In these counties, I mean, you will have a stop there, and they are talking about the corridor, like the minister rightly said. President Weah is focusing on this particular corridor thing where you will have Grand Bassa going through Sestos to RDR and to Greenville.
That's connectivity, connecting from one county to the next, where you won't have to pass through maybe 3, 4, 5 counties before you can get to where you want to go. That's okay. And what I would also like to highlight here is to call on those who the minister and other persons will go to negotiate as it relates to those who have their homes in the corridor of where they want to put this road. We will ask that they should comply.
Yeah.
Let them let go, even though some of them might have been dwelling in these areas for a very long time. Their family own these properties and all of that. But we also need to know that when there is development, or with development comes destruction, other people will have to feel bad. And also that whichever process they will go through, they should be transparent.
Yeah.
Yeah, they should be transparent in the process, in that the people should be treated fairly.
Fairly, of course, because
Yeah.
the people have to comply, right? They have to comply, or these people.
And once they see that kind of development, they will want to.
Yeah, but these people who are going there should make sure that it be in their interest. They shouldn't take it with violence. They shouldn't force it. They shouldn't be against their will.
Sure.
They should be able to explain to them the process,
So they can understand.
yeah, so that they be able to understand.
Okay, so let's go to our next point. And
Okay, so those of you listening, I hope you jotted down points, because if you open the line, we would like for you to phone in.
is it Makati?
And also, yes, it's Makate,
Okay, let me find the
the audio.
yeah, I want to search
All right,
for.
so for those
can
of
be
you
talking while I search for
following,
it.
for those of you following our Facebook live page, I urge you to share the live video. I urge you to comment. If you are listening, you'll be able to jot down your comments there, and definitely we are going to read them out at the end of the show. If you are following, invite a friend to participate, to be able to listen to national issues, make your points, and we'll be able to read them out at the end of this show. My name is Liberia-VOL. I'm here with Famata Tonkin on the Ramos Show.
Okay, let's have
address the false reports that the U.S. Embassy, these are false reports saying that the U.S. Embassy was asked about nominating sanctioned individuals for office, and that the embassy replied that this was okay, this was all right. Well, the embassy is not okay with it, and we find it disappointing that political parties are nonchalant about the global Magnitsky sanction. The U.S. Department of the Treasury spends many hours and other significant resources to research and approve sanctions on each individual. Though the embassy is separate from the Treasury Department, we fully trust and respect the validity of these designations. The fact that no Liberian government entity has even formally taken up our accusations to initiate an investigation to determine the veracity of U.S. government allegations, this is extremely disappointing and discouraging. That said, if the voters of Liberia wish to elevate to public office individuals who've been sanctioned, that's their prerogative. This should also prompt the listener of whoever was telling this story that we said it was all right, question anything else that they may have said at the same time. So at this time, I would like to say that I hope you all and the Liberian public recognize my genuine care for the country and the people of this country. Even if the delivery of these messages may have been a little coarse at times or a little hard, my motivation has always been what is best for Liberia. Not to say that I know better, that some Liberian actors know better than to do what they are doing. They know better. That's my point. Not that I know better. They know better. The Liberians who work for me at the residence and at the embassy continue to be unhappy. They're now paying income tax, but they don't see where the money is going. Which brings me to something we've discussed before. Your role in following. Never hesitate to ask what is happening with taxpayer funds. That's your money. It's your money. It doesn't belong to the LRA. It doesn't belong to the Ministry of Finance and Development. It doesn't belong to the administration. And it doesn't belong to Parliament.
Okay, so that's the voice of the U.S. ambassador to Liberia, Michael Makati, expressing their disappointment and discouragement in the fact that governments before and even now, whenever they come up with a sanction on any of the officials, the government does not, let's say, call these people to actually check to know as to whether what they are saying is true or false. So I don't know.
And before going, I heard him saying that it's our prerogative because the money is not for the U.S. government, it's not for the Treasury Department, it's our money. So if Liberia people are deemed it necessary to put somebody who is sanctioned by the U.S. government in power, then that's our prerogative. And I think you listened to the recording I mean, and you heard Prince Johnson and Fanny Sherman. These two people, they were sanctioned before our former Minister of State for Presidential Affairs
And
would come
other people,
in,
yeah.
and other people. These two people were sanctioned, and as we all know, Prince Johnson presently he's the senator for Nimba County, and he's
Of course.
contesting in this election. He have been sanctioned, but still he have been serving the Liberian people. He have been causing, dividing groups, giving, messages to people that will divide them while he's sanctioned. And now, the former Minister of State for Presidential Affairs, Antonio McGill, and former Director of National Port Authority in person of Bill Tuare, these people that were sanctioned by the U.S. Treasury Department for their involvement in public corruption. But then, Nathaniel McGill, in person, who we are talking about here, he's a member of the Coalition for Democratic Change. He's a member, and this long time in Margibi, they went through the primary and he won the primary to contest for Senate. It's not senatorial position, right?
Yeah.
For senatorial position. And now the American or the ambassador or the outgoing U.S. ambassador, Marco Bakati, he spoke on that and he said that it's very bad for Liberian people to not even think forward, to see as to why they sanction them and they are allowing them to go into public space. This is the same public space that these people stole money from. And now Liberians people are allowing them to go into public space. But he said that the decision is left with
The decision
Liberian
is with us
citizen.
as we go to
Election
the
is
polls.
our prerogative. If you feel that this man is good to contest, then fine. If you feel that this person we like for him to continue stealing our country money, then it is our own business.
But has it ever occurred to anyone why is it that Prince Johnson never really travels out of the country, or maybe other things are not happening for him?
They don't see that, and I don't think the P. Washington himself see that. All he thinks about is being in politics and talking things that, it doesn't really matter. It's why he's saying all he's thinking about is he doesn't even go out of country correctly, but yet he's thinking that they are going to produce the next president. It's all that is on his agenda. Because this whole presidency thing, now he's supporting Joseph Yuma Boaka, Jeremiah Kun is his son. He put Jeremiah Kun as the VP to Joseph Yuma Boaka, and he's saying that through Jeremiah Kun, the president for Liberia will be produced. And he's also linking that with Joseph Walker age, saying that the man is living on battery, and if he happens to win the Kun will be the next president. So he's trying to put himself in a presidential state where he's sanctioned. Do you really think that if Joseph Imabwaka happens to win election and Jeremiah Kun is the VP, don't you think that almost all of the affairs of our country will be run through PYG?
This is something that most people most people before us even started talking about before we got on the platform today to sit and also share what we know as it relates to that. But one thing we should also understand is that if we allowed a sanctioned person to become maybe a senator or a representative, we should also understand that if other representatives or senators will have the time to travel out of the country and go to make arrangements and things for their counties, for us, these things will not be done. Because the person will be here, maybe their level of traveling has limitation, right? That certain area they won't go. And if what the county needs is something that other countries have it, how do you get there to arrange with other people there to see as to how to bring development to your county? Because the government or the president will not be able to do everything for all of the counties. That's the reason why we have counties leadership to be able to work towards some things. Even though when you should have arranged for it, you will come home and report to your boss, because the president is their boss, right? You will come home and you will report to your boss. But then how do you negotiate? How do you love it. So maybe again that's the reason why you see Prince Johnson continue to push what her name Jeremiah Kuhn, so that Jeremiah Kuhn now, since he's not sanctioned, right?
Yes, yes.
Since he's not sanctioned, and he can be the one who will be going out there then as per what he will be told.
Yes,
to
yeah.
people.
Because it will be like he
That's
will be running the country.
a lot of
Because we should
things
just
all into this.
yes, getting this straight. Teo Kongolo is a son of the Macau. Speaking of Teo Kongolo, he just announced his fast running mate. Yeah, Teo Kongolo announced his fast running mate.
Okay,
yesterday.
and who's that person? Is it a female?
It's a male.
Wow.
Yeah, a male. We are talking about 30% female
women
participation
participation.
in politics. I mean, but people are still pretty male. But anyway, that's it. That's the person you feel is qualified for that position. Just
And one of the
way
things-
how Joseph Baga felt that it was Jeremiah Kuhn was qualified. Why everybody was thinking about Young Lee Kanka? So that's it. You're trying to say something.
One of the things the ambassador also tried to put forth during his conference was the fact that maybe he might have heard that people said people went to him or went to them as it relates to whether these persons can contest. He said no, nobody went to them, and they did not tell anybody as to these people have the go ahead to take part in the election. But again, it is their right in the country, Liberia, right?
Yeah.
This is our country, that's their right. But then, like he said, let Liberians be the judge as it relates to whether these people should be elected to these areas. Because the same thing about corruption
Yes.
is what was still,
And they are going into public space.
that's it.
Let me just read what McCarthy said. He said the U.S. Department of the Treasury spends many hours and other significant resources to research and approve sanctions on individuals.
That's the thing.
Though the embassy is separate from the Treasury Department, we fully trust and respect the validator of these destinations.
Of course.
So he's trying to say that they spend hours.
But just the other day, I believe they said they did some tour in Liberia, right?
Yes.
So
They
he's
spend time on putting sanctions on these individuals. But let me just say this, Liberia, we're taking Liberia for a joke. Why am I saying this? Prince Johnson, he was sanctioned before, and everybody is glaring. PYJ is still in power and he's still contesting. So many of them just sanctioned from just yesterday.
and the people see him as a role model.
The man, the sanctioned the man, oh yeah. PYJ, he's a sanctioned member by the Treasury Department, and he's still, making laws in the country. He's a senator, he sits within the Senate and make decisions. They also put the decision for Liberia. So, as sanction board, definitely are going for the Senate position too. So, we are looking at this. If this happened to the first person and decision is not taken, nothing has been done. Definitely, anybody who's coming in, they are going to say, well, I can follow the same thing because they have.
But that was what even what her name said the other day, as it relates to what he's following in that footstep as it relates to doing the same thing he did. But let us not practice that like we said yesterday. That's not a good practice, because you find out that not because someone did something wrong, so you yourself you should do something that is wrong, right? Let us always learn to do the right thing. And we are looking at it from the standpoint where these people are going to contest and all of that. But then let's come back to the government. Why is it that all of the governments past before this one has not called or did not call
These
or
sanctioned members,
had
of
not
course.
called these people to go into what these people say as it relates to whether for sure they are guilty or not?
Sure.
Why?
That's McCarthy's question.
Is it because the crime and economic code is not here? That's the reason why these people, everything is just left hanging, and they continue to mingle their way through the ladder up again. So these things really need to be handled, because if not, there are other people who are looking at them and will want to do the same.
Like people, they were looking at Senator Prince Johnson. He's still making decisions. The thing is, he's sanctioned, right? But he's still up here bluffing, going
course.
around saying things, some unnecessary things he's saying. that doesn't really, I don't know what. It's just somehow. We have to be serious in this country. We have to be serious because this thing happened. The government, they were to call these people and be able to talk, not allowing them to file for and they were certificated by NEC to contest in this year election. It was where the concern was raised from Michael McCarthy, and he said that the embassy, they are not in favor of that. It was his statement. He said that they are not in favor of this particular thing, allowing a sanctioned member to contest within our election. You know, is somehow disgusting.
And even if they did not want to, let's say, prosecute these people, they would have gone to the embassy, go through what these people went through, look through maybe documents and things the people acquired, or those things the people saw for which they said these people are corrupt people, to be able to do their own background investigation. But nothing of such over the years has been done.
We have to set the standards. We have to lay the basis that when other people come, they will be able to follow. Not other people will come and see this particular thing and say, okay, but they are going to go away because I run a free country. If they are being sanctioned, all right, I will see the money. If they sanction me, I'll go out and tell for senator in one of these counties. But that is why people will be saying around, because there's a free country. So if I see them, when I will see them, you know, if these people are sanctioned, you call them, there should be some limits before going. There should be some limits. All right, you will not do something. Let's go back at the embassy and be able to take a look at these documents that they are saying that you people stole public money. Let's look at it. But within the time frame that we will be looking at it, you are not going to do something. The government should be able to stand and take some actions. Yeah.
Well, I don't think we have anything about that in our laws. And if it's not there, you can hold the person for it.
Yes,
that's what I'm thinking.
Yes, it's not in the law though, and you cannot hold the person. But McCarthy is why McCarthy said that if Liberian people is left with Liberian people, if you want to vote them, that's your prerogative. It was the statement he made because he know that it's not in our law. And if we are going on like this, then we should continue to go on like this. Because when you say that Liberians, we the citizens, we get problem with ourselves too. Everything is not the government.
And we refer to America as our, is it parent or what?
Yes, yes.
So if your parent is advising you about something, and that's the mistake we make in life. They say what a person will see sitting, some of us who will be even standing, we might not see it. And wherever we are being told, we want to do what it is that we want to do. And at the end of the day, if there's problem, then we want to go back to those very persons to lodge complaint. And that's where some of them get angry with you, and at the end of the day, maybe they render their decision. You see them, they pull you out of the house, or they do what they think they can do with you. And that's just something that we see happening.
That's the thing about it. Because we the citizens, we are to blame too. Because if you heard and you saw that this man, he was sanctioned because he misused public funds, and you are seeing that and say, oh yes, this man is competent to go for this public position, then that's left with Liberia. Because McCarthy said that it's not the United States
But
money.
you know the message is our prerogative. So if we elect and these people.
Then it's simply trying to say that we doesn't know what's good for us. That's why it's trying to say.
We want the people to continue being corrupt.
Exactly.
We want them to continue or taking what belongs to the ordinary people that the ordinary people should benefit from. That's why we want. We say, yes, we agree to what you did. Come and continue what you did.
Because the man went for primary and he won the primary. They have other people that were testing and he won the primary. So Liberian people, I think they like it like that too.
Okay, so let's take this short break and then we go back to our final two. It's two.
Yes,
right?
it's final two.
And okay. Let's take this break and we come back. And when we come back, we wrap up.
Seriously? You're talking seriously? You're talking seriously?
Okay, so before we go to our two next points we have to discuss here on the show, let me go to our Facebook page to say hats off to some of those who are watching us and have left a comment. We have Patrick Tisa. He says, good afternoon, my trusted team players. I'm following you guys live from Maine Promises of the Voice of Liberia on Capitol Park Pass in Monroeville. Thank you ever so much, Uncle Pia, for you for following us. And we also have V. Mohammed Sharif. He says, I'm watching from South Korea. Thank you ever so much, Mohammed, for watching. Invite someone else to watch along with you as well. And we have Ansu Watkins. He says, I'm watching from Monrovia. Thank you, Ansu, for watching. Invite someone to watch with you. And we have Ansu Coleman. He said, I'm following. Thank you, Ansu, for following. And we ask that you follow us every morning and every evening as we sit on the platform to discuss issues of national concerns, and also those that won't be associated with politics and all of that. We have Henry Dubon Hill. Henry is always following from the morning to the afternoon. It's like all of the shows, he's always live. Thank you ever so much. Thank you for watching. We have James Tanu. He says, good morning. Okay, that's because that's where he according to the time, from the area where he lives. He said, good morning. I am watching you from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. And thank you ever so much for watching, James Tanu. We have Stephen Fowler. He says, I'm watching with big eyes. We can see the eyes. Now we have Stanley Bosso. Stanley Bosso said, a pleasant good afternoon to the peace-loving citizens of Mama Liberia, watching live from the headquarters of the Professional Alliance Group to enhance the re-election of His Excellency George Mane. We are okay. Thank you ever so much. We ask that other people watch as well. So what do we have there? What can we go to right now?
Okay, so our next talking point for the day is the NTA allegedly owing Thunderbird Corporation US $105,202.33.
Okay.
Yeah, and for lubricant supplies, and also on that, the court ordered the closure of NTA. Yes, for allegedly
That's because they
owing
owe
these people that money. That money.
And who are these people?
These people, they are the Thunderbird Corporation. They are people that give lubricant supplies to NTA.
Okay.
Yes.
In terms of the buses.
Yes, and everything.
Okay.
Yes, and that was it. But says matter before going into that story, when last you saw NTA on the road? I'm not talking about San Jose buses.
No, let me be frank, right? I really don't take notice on that because I'm here and I leave from here maybe around 10, 11 in the night. I'm in here all day, so I really don't take note on that.
Okay, so lately NTA, I have not been seeing NTA on the road.
Okay.
I have not been seeing it at all. And my point there is that some Liberian citizens, they express their grievances because not too many people have money to get on transport car.
Of course.
To get, it's expensive, it's costing. Like from junction to town, it's $200. Not too many people have that $200 to pay. So if you are riding the NTA, definitely are going to pay is either $50 or $30.
It's something I think around $100 as well. I saw on that stuff the other day.
Okay, so you are going to pay less in your other money, and people are getting the street every day to go to your various working places, and not too many people have that money. But then the National Transit Authority, the person who is in charge of that place is one Macaulay. It's Happy Macaulay. He's in charge of the NTA. And when this particular statement was made, his response to this was, in response to the criticisms and allegations, Mr. Macaulay defended himself by stating that he cannot be held reliable for serving the NTA without the renewal of his contract at the board. He went on by saying He has written multiple letters to President Weah expressing concern over the matter. He also mentioned that the NTA has not received any funding from the Ministry of Finance since August 2022, which has contributed to the grounding of the buses. So for the past time, over the time, he said her contract is expired since. And since then, he has not received renewal of contract from President Weah, and he wrote President Weah over and over, and there's no response. So that's it. That's it about the NTA. They are owing these people money, and they are literally owing these people money, and the court stopped them from operating because of this. The people money have to be paid. But I'm taking this from the angle where I'm seeing Liberian citizens who don't have
the means of riding other
buses or cars to be able to get to their favorite destination. Is where I'm taking this from. Because if we look at the buses that we're supposed to have in town, except from Thomas Fala buses, it's approximately 60 buses that's supposed to be in Liberia. Okay, so it was in 2000 now doing early regime. During early regime 2015, NTA received 20 buses as a gift from the Turkish government. 2015 in early regime. And then the management claimed that they inherited only 15. Okay, so there's no problem. What became of the other 5? They said, okay, no problem. And then additionally, the NTA received a donation of 45 buses from the government of India through its former Honorable General of Liberia, Mr. Sam, making a total of approximately 60 functioning buses in NTA's possession. But now, if you go to NTA and look at, you cannot see the exact total or 60 buses. You cannot see it.
So you mean even the old ones, you won't see them?
Yes, not too many buses there right now. Even Darius DeLong raised concern over it last week about this NTA buses issue. He talked about it. He said that he's not seeing buses at the NTA station. What's going on? And myself, since 3 weeks ago, I have been watching because normally I do my rounds. I have been watching, and I cannot see NTA buses on the street. And this really bad for me to talk about this on this platform because we have people who are listening, taking into consideration the citizens. This old man who doesn't have the money to transport themselves, it kind of costed for them. These buses help Liberians a lot when it comes to transportation issue. As we all know, the rate is rising and falling. So every taxi driver is in the street has their own price per the destination you are going. And these buses, they have their staple prices that you can ride it for and be able to know what to do with your money. So this
so with that, I think like what Hedin said, he has written the government or the president.
So is it because his contract had not been renewed? That's the reason why he's not really paying attention to it, because they said in response to the criticism, it was the first thing he said. I wish I had
from that, there were so many things I heard about this identical Habib Macaulay person as it relates to Ministry of Transport and all of that. So maybe it's because of that, and things have been withheld so that the right thing can be done. But then if that is it, it needs to be handled speedily.
Of course.
Because what will happen is that, just like you said, common Liberians who don't have the means of paying $100 in ordinary buses and who depends on government buses to take them to and from where they want to go will face serious problem.
Of course.
So that needs to be handled. And if it is based from the fact that the president or the government needs to see as to how they can meet with him and settle that. I think they need to do that because
contract.
Yes, they need to settle that. They need to settle that and let things go back to.
If the president still want in that position, he can be able to renew his contract. If he's not the one, to be able to give the contract
and give it to another person who
instead of stopping the means of transportation.
To do it, because that will cause a serious problem, really. That will really cause a serious problem if people are stranded in moving from one place to the next. And here, election is about to come up soon.
Yes.
Other people will be leaving, going to their various countries and other things. And normally these people depend on these buses to take them to their various countries. How do they go to do that? They will face so much problem. So whatever the issue is, we think that it needs to be handled. Yeah, it needs to be handled.
So we have, I can say roughly 30 more minutes to go because it's 11:29. Few seconds from now we will have not 11, 3:29. Few seconds from now we'll have 3:30, and we have to open up the phone line.
Sure.
So I think we just run through this last topic. Just run through it quickly and be able to open the phone lines. So our last discussion for the day is the one where it says Deputy Speaker J. Fonati Kofa's speech at the African Leadership Magazine Summit. And
What did he say?
he said that currencies have no value and the rest are at the future plate. He persistently urges a single currency will make trade easier in our nation's stronger to the global economy. So he's trying to say that he urging African or countries that they should be able to use a single currency.
Okay.
But that's something hard. It's kind of hard. And he also talked about women participation in politics.
Okay.
He said that this country is embraced by democracy, and so Liberia, we should be able to flag women participation in politics. We should go ahead and do it. And the Liberian Deputy Speaker on Government of Africa to unite the concept of transforming Africa's raw material to the soil, on the soil of Africa with the view that it will meaningfully shape the economy. So that's one he's trying to say that the speaker is trying to say that it makes no sense to extract our raw materials to supply factories in China that sell finished goods to the West. Our economies will grow. Our working class will not increase. Our middle class will not prosper as long as we the haulers of woods and the drawers of water. So he's trying to say that Liberia, we are a fruitful country, we should be able to make our own things instead of sending our raw materials to China for them to be able to bring it here. And when you go further, he said that if we do that here, we will have open job employment because some Liberians will be working in some of these factories that will open for the goods to be, turned to or dry goods instead of sending our things out.
Let's turn our attention to where he talked about the African countries using one currency. Is that something that we think can be possible?
For now, I can say I don't think so. Yeah, because it's going to hinder a lot of things.
You think so?
Yeah, it will be possible, not now. If we are looking at it, will take a very long run before coming to pass. Because the thing is, we keep up like this, we are used to this. So it's going to take real time and it's going to stop so many things because we have other people coming and going and buying goods with their own currency. So when we are doing that, we have to take a close look at it.
And there are lots of factors that needs to be brought to the table, people look into to have a better understanding as it relates to how to go about this. Because having a single currency is something that is okay if you look at it from another perspective. It's okay wherein you will not have to travel to maybe Ghana and you be stranded with too much changing money and all of that, changing money to Ghana cities before you use it and all of that. But then again, there are other things that will also be involved because in the first place, why do we even have borders? You have borders, right? So it just tells that there is something about me that is different from the other person. And those difference in culture and in the currency and in other things needs to be maintained. So if you have something that is universal, even though I'm not disputing the fact that it's something that can be is something that can happen, but then, like I said, there will have to be a body formed that will sit on the table to actually discuss this thing, come out with all of the Is it the pros and cons as it relates to what would be the bad effects, as to what would be the good ones, as to what would be the benefit, and all of that before that can be worked out.
Yeah. Yes.
But if you just say let there be one currency and everybody say yeah let there be one currency, there will be lots of other things that will happen that at the end of the day people might regret, because what will happen is that the duplication of that money, it will come to a point in time wherein people will not know even the real money from the fake ones. And other people will be involved into so many things with the production, or let's say the factoring of that money, and there will be lots of things that will be done. So it needs to be looked at from all of these areas. And if a body, like I said, can come together, craft all of the policies that needs to be crafted as it relates to making this thing work, and sell the idea to all of the citizens within this country, and they see the need that is okay, then at least that is okay. Because I think what he's trying to do here is to cause the US dollars
Yes.
to be devalued a little bit. Because in all of the countries you travel to, you notice that the US dollar is what people really prioritize. And like in Liberia, if you travel to other countries, you notice that even though there's US dollars, the people still prioritize their money. But with Liberia here, that is not the case. With us here, you notice that when we say US dollar, you put US dollar and Liberian dollar, the people will take the US dollar and leave the Liberian dollar. You know what it means to enter somewhere and you take a US dollar instead of Liberian dollar. So we just need to they just need to work their way around it, find people who will be fair enough to the disco, find people who will be rational enough to come up with all of the ideas that are needed to work this out. Other than that, you have some people, when they tell you no, it means no. And all of the presidents of these countries, they are not thinking the same way. And another thing we should understand is that portion of Africa, you have white people. And another portion of Africa, you have black people. So these people, looking at their color, looking at their experience and other things, they might not want to work with other people who are of darker color and other things. So these things will all play in. They will all play into the fact that this thing might not. I'm not disputing the fact that it can happen, right? That's what I'm saying. I'm not disputing the fact that it can happen. This is something that it can happen, and if it happens, all of us are looking towards something good happening for Africa. In as much as we have bigger brothers and other things around, but we should also take into account too that even our bigger brothers, they are not all using the same money. They are not all using the same currency and all of that. So if we want to use a single currency, let what needs to be done put into place, and let us have an understanding of what are the benefits that we will have and what is the way forward as it relates to doing that.
So just before opening the phone lines, I would like to say congratulations to Chief Onati Kofa for his honor as the best African outstanding lawmaker. Yes, he was honored as the best African outstanding lawmaker. It was the program that he went for, the African Leadership Magazine Summit that he went on. He was honored as the best African outstanding. Here you can see a photo of him in his award. If you are watching, there you go. You can see it right there. It's a thumbs up.
It's good that Liberians are being awarded. It's good that Liberians are being awarded. That's what we look forward to see. And actually, if you would take a tour out there, or you would do some research out there, you get to understand that Liberians are really doing well. And the part about the thing is that when we are here, you will not know how good you are. But the moment you travel out of the country, then you get to know your worth and all of that. But that's life anyway. The prophet is not respected in his home. Okay, so let's now go to the lines to hear from you as it relates to what you have to talk about when it comes to all of our topics. We started with the coastal highway with the minister, as she explained that the project will be kicking off around November. And right now what they are doing is the fact that they want to go there to see as to how to arrange with those who have their homes and other things in the roadway to make things right. And see as to how
groundbreaking is set for July 22nd.
Get things done.
Yes, just right.
And we also talked about
the sanction
government official participation in this year's election. And we also move on to what was next.
The NTA buses, their election, they owe it on the bird a huge amount of money,
for which they are not plying our streets any longer. And that is causing problem for some of our brothers and sisters, our mothers, who use that means to go to and from their daily business.
And lastly, we'll talk about J. Fonati Kofa.
Okay.
About the one currency in African countries.
So if you want to make your import or any of what we just talked about, call us on 0770-907-907, 0880-907-907, and we give you the time to hear from you as it relates to what your recommendation or what can you say to some of what we just talked about. Is it possible that all of the African country can have a single currency? Is it possible? You think it's possible? We want to hear from you. If it is not possible, we also want to hear from you as it relates to the road issue. If that's what you want to comment on, we'll give you the time if you call to hear from you as to what you have to put forth. Call us on 0770-907-907, 0880-907-907. So let's go to the line and have this person. Hello. Okay.
Yes. Go ahead.
I want to speak on the NTA issue.
Okay.
My sister, my question I want to ask, I don't know whether you told me, people have the idea of answering me. NTA raises money, like bus rates up to 12,000, I think that every day. To put some money, just need to come to NTA cover. So, what's the problem? So if it's going to the cover, then why can't they maintain it? If they're going to government, then let's know what's going on.
Okay.
Because they raise money. Yeah. So if government go and lobby for buses and bring and give the MTA, and MTA make money out of the buses, so what if they're giving the government that means they should be paying the workers? Yeah. So that's my stuff that I don't know. I don't really understand MTA operation. They didn't explain to us whether the money they receive is going to government or is in their own account and how do they spend it.
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
All right. That's his concern and that's what he wants to hear. Let's take this next person. Hello.
Yeah, hello.
You are live.
Yeah. Well, sister, I would like to say this in Liberia. All of us in this government, the people that say we in Liberia, we don't even know what we're doing, or some people know what they're in the school. Even some people know so education is different from sense. Yes. So we're going to school. Some going to higher institutions are us. But some people, they are not going to school, but they are very wise than us, like some of us. So that Martin Macaulay is not a with a Liberian excuse to him to be a fool. He is a contractor. We give him a contract. We have our property. The Republic of Liberia will grab that property with our bosses. Before even it signed the contract, we counted the bosses, how many bosses on the sea we give it to him to take care of. Okay, when a contract over, what we want for him to do, to please the amount of bosses who are given to him, let him present it back to the Liberian government.
Both the good ones and the ugly ones.
Secondly, the bosses are they running. Places are Granta, Nimba, Banga, Lofa. What to do with the money? They're talking about the bosses. Oh, why he Macaulay do with this money? Let the government to call him, let him get the account of that money. Why you do it?
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you for participating on the show. Call us on 0770-907-907, 0880-907-907, and let's hear from you about what you make of what we talked about this afternoon, which of the topic we elaborated on, you have your own take so that we hear from you on the show this afternoon. And just like we were saying, if there is a misunderstanding or if there's something somewhere that has to do with it need let's say looking into, I think they need to do that, because you heard the caller said that means it shows no respect for
Sure.
yeah, it shows no respect for the common people who depends on that,
Of course.
and they can see it. Okay, so we are here waiting to have you participate, and your participation could also be on other things that we talked about, like the one currency in the African countries, or maybe if he could say in the West African region, or in the north, in the south, or wherever. That could be something that we all can share.
And also the coastal highway too,
the
you
coastal
know,
highway.
is something that will benefit we Liberians.
Of course.
It's something that is very, very much important for us. And also this NTA issue, people have been speaking on this because it talks about transportation business, because we all will need that buses. Those buses are in the streets. So it's either the contracts be renewed, or another person take that position so that we can see the buses in the street.
As to whether there will be changes and other things.
Yes, so we can see it. Also, the speaker about the currency that you talked about.
Yeah.
So you can call us on 0770907907 and participate, make your points, or 0880907907. This is Voice of Liberia 104.1, and you are presently listening to the afternoon program, and the name is.
And I know why you are calling the number like that. I tried Grace the other day, and she was like struggling to announce the numbers, and she said she's not good at announcing numbers and all of that.
The thing is, once you are on the radio frequently, you will get used to it. You will know it. We have a call.
Okay, let's have this person. Hello.
Yeah, I'm back again. I'm hopeless. I want to ask a question. Is it the contract, the renewal of Macaulay contract, or holding a people's salary, or he don't have money to pay the people? Because the renewal of contract doesn't have nothing to do with the worker's salary. Yeah. So why would he say my contract, the contract is over, and whether it will be renewed or not? That's not an issue. During the time of your contract, you raise the money. So why didn't you pay the people?
Okay.
Yeah, why didn't you pay the people?
Maybe he was only particular about what was there for him.
That is not a good manager. That means he has to go to court.
So it's being alleged that some of the money that were being raised from the business were being reported to him at his house. Allegedly, it was reported. Yeah.
Look, after Macaulay got to know that the auditors were coming, he deliberately went that place and just
we heard about that incident.
It got point. Even the money that got, the money that he said got point, it's not money for the people's salary. It was just to be cash for other things, and not the people's salary. So Macaulay will be the government will drag it.
Okay, thank you ever so much for sharing with us on the afternoon show. Let's have this next person. Hello. Hello, you are live. Oh, we lost that. Yeah, you are live.
Hello.
Hello,
you are live.
Yeah, I want to talk about the bus issue. Hello.
Yes, go ahead.
Yeah, the buses we get in Liberia, those MTA buses, people riding, going nearby, but we're not satisfied because when the buses break down, the government don't have nothing to do with it. They say they can't pay the water. Why the money go? The money the buses generated. So we should ask the managing director of the MTA where the money go, where he kept this money. Now he's paying the worker. And also, my attention drew to the.
Okay, we lost him. Let's have this next person. Hello.
Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Welcome.
Thank you. My name is
Alexander Kemo, and I do call you from my residence in Banja.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, my concern on the show this afternoon has to do with our role in the country.
Okay.
Yeah, it is kind of frustrating to see our government awarding contract to contractors, and I don't know whether the government don't have that monetary arm to monitor those contractors that are doing those work. The common example is the bombing highway corridor,
Okay.
the road they just passed. Could you imagine that the people that did that work, the road have not gone anywhere, and the road have already started spawning. Even right before Simple Bridge, before getting on the bridge, they just filled that place. They have not even taken 3 months. The place are already spoiled. So I don't know which one of the work these people can actually be doing.
Okay.
It places on very bad mention that every government account you will continue to face rule. Every government account you will continue to face rule.
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
And that is something that the minister needs to look at. Why the construction is going on, they need to have a team on ground that will see to it that things are done the right way, because that which is not done well, it's not done at all. Yeah, and it's bad that you spend huge amount of money for something, and just few years after, it might not even live according to the duration that you wanted to go for. It's bad, and the people start to struggle again with the same road issue and other things. So
that's it.
we have a little problem, Liberian, with implementation. Like you hear people say, we talk the good talks, we go for things. Once we see it, it's already there. We don't even want to know. We don't care to know as to whether it is guaranteed or it is durable enough.
We just want to see
All we just want to see. And once we have seen it, we do not care to know even how much was spent or what were those things involved and all of that. We are just okay with everything. So we need to monitor things. Yeah,
and also the contractors that will be doing the work too, they need to know their job. They need to study that particular road before doing their job there, because not every year we're going to fix road. Yeah, we have other things to do.
And especially the coastal
highway.
Yeah,
something that because be guaranteed.
Because doing that, you will find out that you will have trucks and things that will ply the roads, and you will have maybe ships and things will not be coming to Liberia and be kind of only now. You will have other ships going in those areas that will bring goods, and you will need how do you call them? How do you call these things? Traders and things, to ply those roads. So they need to be durable and lasting enough so that we don't get to go through disaster as it relates to the road zone. Because just the other day, I don't know, it was yesterday or the day before yesterday, there's a road at one of in front of one of I think I don't know, Carlando's area. That got caught and all of that. That's because for that, I know it has been in existence for some time now. Maybe it's due to erosion or some other things that took place that caused the road to cut and other things. But then if these people are doing these things, if they accept our contracts and working on these roads, they should do it in that everything is done well. Yeah, because we won't want maybe a few years after we have to go back to the same old thing. Because it's
more especially this coastal highway. It's something that have to be long lasting and very durable.
Yeah,
because we'll have a whole lot of cars, containers on that road. It's something that we have to make it long lasting. So we don't really have time. You can put through your cars on 0770907 0880907 We have roughly 7 more minutes to go. So just put through your call on 0770907 0880907 and participate. Make your point on these topics that we discussed today. Number one is the Coastal Highway project that kicks off, and it's a very, very much interesting one. And not forgetting that the groundbreaking will be going on July 22nd. And from now to October, the process will start.
Okay.
And we also talked about the U.S. ambassador message about the sanctioned government officials who are contesting in this year's elections. Not forgetting the NTA allegedly owing Thunderbird Corporation a huge amount of money for lubricant supplies. In the court ordered the closure of the NTA.
And those were supplies to, I think, use on those vehicles, right?
Yes.
Okay. Let's have this person. Hello.
Hello.
You are live. Please walk away from your radio a little bit, please.
Yeah, this is a wafer from Single
Mm-hmm.
on the street.
Okay.
Yeah, for me, my own point is what you are discussing about the URA in this country. The URA very bad off, and the URA making the country to really go bad off because when the URA coming or everything getting hard, so it will be better government work on the URA.
Okay.
Then the URA we gotta really work on it. Let the URA come down. When the URA down, I think last thing will be alright. You can't be buying couple of $60 or $100, then URA be way up. Nobody wants to for $200 or $30.
Okay.
So now that government be able to take legal action on the URA, meaning that is my
Okay.
point. Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
All right. Thank you for sharing on the show.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. We
Thank
have
you
another
ever so
caller.
much. No,
Oh.
we don't have any for now. We have a missed call.
Oh, okay.
But we can be wrapping up because we already don't have time.
0770907 I think we'll just take the last call and call it a day. Yeah. While we are wrapping up. Yes.
So I think
There's
we
no
can
comments
have
from the
we can
live.
have your parting comment and let's close.
So there's no new comments from the live video.
No, nothing. All of
Alright.
what's there we've read.
Okay, so for my parting comments, I would like to say thanks for listening, thanks for viewing, thanks for participating. And also a thumbs up to the Liberia government for the kickoff of the Coastal Highway, which is going to benefit we Liberians. And I would like to look forward to see that particular project kick up in early November. And also, I assure you that I will be on the groundbreaking this matter because it's something that I'm so happy about.
I hope you know you pay your own self with a good.
Yeah, I know about that. Money is not really my problem.
Okay.
So that's it. I would like to say thank you and a big thanks to Sis Famata too for hosting me on this afternoon program. It was a nice time. Yeah. Have a good
Okay. Okay, thank you ever so much for being here on the show. And thanks to those who participated. This is how I would like to come to an end of the program, The Rumble. And we call this show the